What's up, everybody? Wah, 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 blah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hot Book Alert Live, where we bring you the latest and greatest in comic books and comic book sales. I'm your main man, Mercenot, coming at you. I'm coming at you on a Tuesday. Okay, so normally this is Flipside Tuesday, but we had something that popped up on Sunday and wasn't able to do Hot Book Alert Live on Sunday. And I'm just like, you know what? I got all these slides and all this cool cool comic sales saved up. I'm like, I might as well do a show. So the next available day was Tuesday. So here we are. We're doing Hot Book Alert Live. I'm doing Hot Book Alert Live on a Tuesday. I can't believe it. But yeah, I must have hit the snooze. I'll tell you what. I woke up. So I set my alarm for 8:30. I think I went to sleep maybe around. Oh, damn, man. I'm thinking like around. What time did I go to sleep? Because I don't even remember. Okay, so around like 5:40. So I go to sleep around 6, right? And that alarm hit me. I didn't realize I was like in a deep sleep. I'm just like wandering. I'm like, oh yeah, I got a show to do tonight. That alarm hit me. I was out. I barely got any sleep last night. So that alarm kicked my ass. But yeah, man, we're here. We're having fun. We're doing a little of this, doing a little of that. And yeah. Oh man. Tuesday night. Yes. So we'll be back to regular stuff. We'll be back to the regularly scheduled programming on Sunday. How about that? But yeah. Yes, was she worth it? Yes. Yes. She was very much worth it. Yeah, it was Sylvester. Yeah, she was definitely worth it. So I had to take Sylvester to the emergency vet on Sunday. And by the time I got done, I was just all disoriented. I was all discombobulated. I'm just like, yeah, I can't do a show. I couldn't even think straight. So, and yeah, definitely worth it. I tell you what, man. So I was at the vet, and I got the bill for everything, and I'm just like, shit. I'm really hoping that my pet insurance doesn't bitch out on me. Yikes. Yeah, Sylvester's doing well. She's doing good. Let's see. Hey, what's up, man?
You're awake.
Barely.
Yeah, I
Barely.
sent I sent you the wake up Neo gif
You know what?
in the private chat.
I was okay, so I woke up around 8:30 and I was just like my head was swimming because I like when I woke because when the alarm woke me up, I was just like, oh, okay. And then I'm just like, oh crap, I gotta do a show. So I
Uh,
hustled, tried to get everything together. And and there was like maybe still some sales that I wanted to throw on, but nope. I was like hustling to like get the show together
right, right.
because I didn't think I was going to be asleep that long.
Sometimes you got to take those power naps, man.
Whew, I feel good though. I took my old man nap. I feel really good right now.
Yeah,
But
I can't stay too long because I'm running my cigar lounge right now. So
No
I
kidding.
I went into my little quiet spot to hang
Oh,
out for a
okay.
little bit, just to say what's up to everybody.
Oh, okay. Oh man. So how was your weekend?
Ooh, weekend was great, man. You see that book that I picked up, right? That one shot EC book.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I was doing a deal with a guy. I think I threw it up on my Instagram. It's my latest post. I was doing a deal with a guy over sports trading cards, baseball cards from
Yeah.
1956 and 57 tops. Um, and he happened to have a short box. He's the guy who got me the EC slabs for New York Comic Con. And he had a short box in his trunk, and he goes, "Hey, I got some books. You want to check them out?" I said, "Sure." And I knew what was going on. He was buying about $5,000 worth of trading, sports cards,
Yeah.
and he was trying to see if he can chop it up a little bit. Yeah, there it is. So he shows me these books. All of them are really great, though. He had some amazing slabs. This guy gets killer stuff. And when I saw this one, though, I saw this pop up some time ago. I don't know if you talked about it or if Ben did on Long Story Short one time.
Yeah.
Because I know once in a while they do talk about Golden Age or pre-code horror, and I saw the cover and it stayed in the back of my mind for years. In fact, I don't think it was the first time I saw it on Long Story Short, because that might have been, or even you. Um, that might have not been too long ago, maybe less than several months ago or
Yeah.
so. But I saw it before at a comic show on somebody's wall, and the guy had like a 2.0 or something, and I was just like, I was in love with the cover for some reason. It just had the color green, the trade, the girl hiding in the corner there with all the ghouls walking by. Like, it just, all for me, it checks all the boxes. And I'm looking through this guy's box and I see this slab in there. I'm like, dude, what are we doing on this? So we looked up last sales of like GPA, and there's really not much on it because in the past, I would say 20 some odd years, there's only been 97 of them that popped up, on the census in
Yeah.
over 25, 26 years. So I'm like, I know, like when Ben talks about the census and golden age books being very low in the census, if you think about the time span that only 97 books have come through the census, that's actually not very high considering it's a one shot as well. It didn't have any other issues behind this one.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so the last sales are traditionally somewhere between, in this grade, I would say between 9 and 1,200. Like if you go for a 4.0 or if you go down to a 3 or 2.5. They didn't have a 3.5. So we just scratched it off to approximately $800 in trade value. So I knocked off, $800 off of his $5,000 deal, and I scored this basically for free, because the cards that I acquired were, I don't, they came to me, and I made out, really really well with them. So I
Nice.
passed on the trading cards to a guy who's more of a card dealer, and he dabbles in comics. But when he dabbles hardcore. He dabbles with a lot of Golden Age,
Mm.
DC, Marvel, and pre-code. But I'm in
Okay.
love with this book. I really am. I did look at, when I brought it home, I had to put it on my desk on a CGC stand. And I had to stare at it for about an hour while I was, tinkering around in my basement. And I'm really glad I picked it up.
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
I do the same. I did the same thing with that Argosy pulp that I bought. So with the devil on the cover,
You're right.
I did that exact same thing. I'm just like,
Now the
you
odd
said,
thing is, the odd thing about this now is, I'm doing a show on Saturday, November 1st, in
mm,
the Bronx. It's called the Bronx Comic Show, and it's supposed to be a really really good show because the guys that are promoting it, it's their first show this year, their first show ever together. But these guys are hardcore New York sellers. They're really hardcore comic guys. I'm going to give a quick shout out to my guy, Lone Wolf Comics and Street Side Anthony. They're very well known in New York, very, very respectable sellers. and very, very fair guys, meaning they throw incredible deals. And I was asked if I was going to bring books like this to the show. So I said, I'll bring this for the wall for people to look at. I said, you'd have to pay me well over. Yeah, like it's one of those things that you put that FU price on a book. If you're willing to pay that FU price, then it will go. But
Yes.
you're gonna have to pay me well over, you have to pay me a weird number to pull that out of my hands. But I will bring it for show because a lot of guys did hit me up in DM asking if it was for sale. So I will
Mm,
bring it. I will bring it as a discussion piece and throw it on the wall. But
mm.
it's gonna be a lot more than what I paid because I don't know if I've seen, like I said, one copy in person and it was a 2.0 and it didn't look anywhere near as nice as this one. This one in hand, it's a little better looking. I know, even if you zoom in on it, the pictures don't really do justice to it, but it's a
Right.
better looking book in hand. Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. The woman totally just sets this thing off.
Yeah, she's
Like all the eyes just kind of like
she,
converge.
and they found a way she's not the typical woman in the entire red dress, but they did
Hmm.
put a red skirt on her. So they're still maintaining that red dress type of thing. The
Yeah.
blonde, the headlights, on the so they did find a way to do her like they would do most of the times, the woman in kind of in distress type of thing.
Hell yeah.
So it's pretty cool. And I love the artwork on the ghouls, man. The ghouls are really fucking cool. So yeah.
Oh, bro, I got your package, man. Thank you.
Did you? Okay,
Yeah,
cool, man.
but it's
Huh?
I wanted to, you know what? Because I wanted to show it, but it's downstairs, so I'll have to do it on Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. It's when I showed you and Ben the book, both of you seem to be like it's kind of like a book that you'd like to get your hands on. And I had one of my good friends, Jeff from he's the what do you call it? The online sales rep for Dynamic Forces and Dynamite. And
Okay.
I think he's like the director of online sales. Really nice guy, old friend, old friend. And he brought some hardcore Dynamite books to New York City Comic Con. And what he has access to like their kind of storeroom type of thing, warehouse. And so he was able to go deep into a lot of boxes that you haven't seen books or hard to get books. And when I saw those, I was like, dude, I have a couple of friends that want that book. And so I pulled you and Ben a copy.
What was the name of that Bronx Comic Con or
The Bronx Comic Show. It's November 1st. It's
okay.
going to be at the Marriott Hotel. So anybody that wants to make it, early bird tickets are 9 a.m. 10 o'clock is regular entrance, and it's going to be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And like I said, anybody who knows these guys, if you look up Lone Wolf Comics, it's advertised. It's even advertised on my page. But I'm saying if anybody want to check out Lone Wolf Comics, you can go check out. He has about 1 million posts for the show. Super great people, him and his wife, and they really know their things with books. As far as New York dealers go, he's definitely
Yeah.
a guy you want to go to his table and make deals. He's got great prices, always under fair market value, and always flexible, willing to talk. Really good
Okay.
guy. Yeah, he's one of my favorite people. Him and Streetside Anthony, one of my couple favorite guys to talk comics with at shows.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, and speaking of shows, we're less than let's see, Pittsburgh.
And real quick, if anybody in the chat is saying anything towards me, I can't see it because I'm not at home where I have my additional monitor where I can reach at. So just saying what's up to everybody, and I'm not ignoring you if you are saying something. So
Yeah. Speaking of which, we have the Pittsburgh Comic Show that's coming up
mm. When is
uh,
that exactly?
November 23rd.
November 23rd.
Yeah.
I may actually try to venture out there because it's not a far ride for me. Meaning it's less than 3 hours. I think it's about 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm completely not doing anything that weekend, I will take a ride out there just to meet up with you and Dino and say what's up.
Nice. Hell
because
yeah.
yeah, typically after New York City Comic Con, I take off the rest of the year with comic shows. I'm really only doing the Bronx show because these are really great friends of mine and they're really good guys, and it's their first show, and they're really trying to put together, a good showing of dealers and books. So I want to at least be very supportive towards them because they're really good people. So I'm kind of like almost like you're giving up your vacation time for somebody. I'm
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
doing that for them. Good guys. And but if I can make it out over there, I'd love to meet up with you guys and talk some books in person.
Okay. Nice. All right. So yeah, Pittsburgh Comic Show is November 23rd. So
Right.
yeah, everybody, if you're in the if you happen to be in the area, 95 plus vendor show. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to going there. So me and Dino will be setting up together
Right.
at this one. So yeah, good times, man. Hell
Give
yeah.
me one. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right. But yeah. What did I want to show? Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's get into okay. So let's get into some sales here. All right. So we're starting off with Golden Age. So crime suspense stories number 22. EC. So this raw copy here sold for 2,900. Damn. Okay, so I'm gonna take a look at this thing. Uh
That book is on my list, man.
oh
I've had a
yeah.
I've had a few opportunities to grab one, but unfortunately for me, they've always been well. I'm not complaining. They've always been really exceptional grades, so the price has always been a little bit, much for me.
Yeah.
Uh, that's the kind of book I'm more than happy to own a 2.0 or 3.0. Most of the ones that I've seen that have been around have been between a 4.5 and a 6.0, and like I said, the price has been a little up there for those.
What is this? Does this look acceptable?
I would definitely take that because I've seen copies of that where the book is barely attached to the cover. There's flaking and brittleness, and I've seen still priced in the 2 grand range. This is very acceptable to me for this cover. This is like one of the most legendary covers in EC. It goes right up there with, I would say, was that Chamber of Chills 19? That's the skull hand holding the wine glass in front of the girl's face. Also, was that Black Cat Mystery number 50, where the guy's face is dissolving from the poison. Like that's in the top 5 of all EC horror books. This one,
I will say this is a very this looks supple.
but
This has
but this grade is very. Do you agree that this grade is very acceptable for this book?
mm-hmm, for sure.
Yeah. Of course, it all depends too on the price point. I mean, I always factor price with, regardless of what the grade is. Price always matters. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Look at this. I know we've talked a lot about this book
Oh yeah.
on this show, but yeah, look at that, man. Yeah, everything about this. Like so in the added detail of the eyes kind of splitting apart like that, the pupil
Right.
splitting apart.
Yeah.
That actually occurs with a behead with a decapitated head.
Right.
So and not a lot of people, not too many people know that. So the
Yeah.
fact that this artist knew that's kind of
I'm sure he's done some kind of. I mean, back then they didn't have Google search, but I'm willing to believe he's probably seen some photos in a book or something, um, where he used for some kind of authenticity. What did it end at?
it sold for 2,900. So a best
That's
offer.
that's about, I was gonna assume under 3 grand.
Yeah, but
I
yeah,
probably I probably definitely want one of these books for in the ballpark of 25, $100. So I'd have to see if I get lucky and find something that looks like that for that price.
All right. Next up, Now this is a book I do have. Detective Comics 298. First Silver Age Clayface. Oh, and Pop Culture Comics in PA, who's actually running the Pittsburgh Comic Show. They sold this.
Okay.
And so they got 11,500 for this.
Good sale.
That sounds like a good price.
Yeah. So
I'm not mad at that. But I don't think the copy that I have is a 6.5, but yeah, first Silver Age Clayface. Yeah, I'm with this. All right, next is Pep Comics number 34. So this is this is not pre-Archie, but this is after he already appeared. But this one is kind of jacked. This copy is kind of jacked, and this sold for, let's see, the worst homage of that suspense was the Thor that came out last year. I believe that.
Yeah.
I think I remember what you're saying. Yeah.
It. You know what's funny? That I have that Thor homage. Somebody brought it to me at a comic, one of the smaller comic shows, and they were looking for trade so they can put money. Oh, not trade, sale or trade.
Yeah.
I didn't really want modern books I hate trading modern books for Bronze Age stuff.
Hell
Like
yeah.
the guy had his eye on some of my Bronze Age books, and I just said something about trading. I don't care how big the modern book is. Something about trading modern books for like anything older than Bronze Age seems wrong to me.
Yeah.
So I didn't entertain that, but I asked him straight up, "What do you want cash wise?" I wound up getting that book for $55 in a CDC 9.8, that Thor.
Okay.
And I just couldn't. I couldn't see. I think he was asking like 75 or $80 for it, and I wound up taking 2 slabs off him. And the way the math worked out, if you split, the value of the 2 books, I got it for $55. So I just said, you know what, I'm cool because I do like that homage, no matter how bad or good it is. So
take a look at this. Look at that.
this is a great book. The only thing is, you could tell somebody filled it in with some kind of kid. What is that? Construction paper and colored. This is creative. I'd rather that than somebody putting pieces you can't tell, on it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So if you got this, would you leave it as is, or would you try to?
If I'm not selling it and it's just staying in my PC, I'd leave it like that. Just because I know somebody went through the trouble of trying to make it look right again. But if I'm trying to sell it, I'd probably pull that off because it would hurt me trying to move it. I think somebody would be fine with the piece missing. I think this kind of makes you believe that there's more restoration somewhere, and it makes it harder to sell. But this is an awesome cover. The part that's missing doesn't affect the overall. What makes this cover awesome,
Right.
which is
This here.
the vampire looking Nazi with the their needle. What is that?
It's gas. I thought
Yeah.
I always
Oh,
thought
it's
it was
gas.
a needle,
Yeah,
like
okay,
a
it's
double
gas.
needle, but it's gas.
Yeah, it's a cool, super cool cover, and it's weird because it's on a Pep Comics because most people traditionally relate Pep Comics to Archie, so it's like you have to go before Archie to really realize that most of these World War II covers were really pretty awesome.
Okay, so you see here.
Yeah. See, if I'm holding on to that, I'm leaving it there just because I think it's funny that somebody tried to do that. But if I'm trying to flip it, I just take that off.
I know me. I would. I have a hard time leaving well enough alone.
Yeah, I would, but I would give that to a real guy that deals with stuff like that. I would say try to remove that and take off whatever goo is there, if you can do it without damaging the rest of the book. But I'd rather it be with the piece missing. But it's funny that somebody went and got magic markers, and you could tell that shit was done back in the 50s probably or something, because nobody,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody from like the 80s and up tried pull that shit off.
Which one do you like better, the crime suspense or the Pep?
Prime. Oh, well, The Crime, only because of that piece missing.
Okay.
But again, like Crime Suspense Stories to me is top five of pre-codes. It's a very legendary cover. I
Okay.
I, I, I really like it. Yeah.
All right. Hangman number 3. So this is restored. And this sold for 1400.
Hmm.
Let me see. Beep, 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 beep. Hangman. Hangman number 3. I'm going to see where the restoration is on this. All right. Okay. It feels I can see where it is right here.
I'm gonna assume without knowing, I'm gonna assume there's glue holding the cover to the book, because on these books, usually when you send it in for grading, you'll see glue on spine, which means that the cover was not going to be able to held on by the staples any longer.
Right.
Um, I don't know about I mean, obviously if there's a picture with the cover open, you'll be able to see if there's tape or color touch. Because usually on the inside cover, you'll see marker bleeding through.
Okay. Let's take a look at the description here. Let's see. Has color touch, tape on spine, resto, but that's all you get. It seems like they want you to figure it out.
Mhm.
They're not telling you anything.
With the only thing that troubles me about books this old is that, and it's only because I've seen a guy buy purple labeled books. He cracked them, and then he would. I used to run a raffle group, a
Yeah.
comic raffle group, and this guy, we busted him eventually. He used to buy purple labeled books, key books, and he would crack them out and then run the book raw in raffles and then try to get blue label value on them. And then after we caught on to him and we compared books to auctions that ended in slabs that were purple label, we were able to match the raw books to the auctions. And this guy was doing it with like single digit Spider-Man books and like some Golden Age.
Jeez.
Yeah, and we finally caught him, and this is going way back though. This is like Facebook underground shit, and I don't trust sometimes these raw books. Sometimes I wonder if guys are like doing that on eBay. Just buying purple labels, cracking them out, and then saying, "I don't know. It looks like it's possibly
It could be.
yeah, it could
But
be."
Yeah.
So
Okay. I mean, overall, it feels like all that, like where that resto is like in this corner here.
yeah,
That's where I'm seeing it.
what do you got? A girl in a tube there?
Yep. No. Well, yeah. She's in a vat. It looks like she's about to,
Get poisoned, like poison gas in there or something, or
or maybe be drowned.
drowned. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. But overall, good cover though.
It's a great cover.
Yeah. It's
It has
beautiful.
it has that Pep Comics situation going.
Yes.
Kind of like the unknown hero I've never heard about on the cover
Yeah.
fighting Nazis.
Yeah. All right. Batman what the hell is Batman number 11?
Yeah.
This is the first Joker cover, right?
Yep. Well,
Okay.
it's either the first or it's the one of the bigger classic Joker covers.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Look at this, man. A 6.0 sold for 10,500. That's so beautiful.
Yep.
Damn. Not too much to say about it, really, but
It's a great cover.
yeah. If you had 10 G's to spend,
Mm-mm. Before you even finish that sentence, I'm already saying no. It wouldn't be on this book, and it probably has to do with and again, me being honest, I am not super hardcore DC Golden Age, although I love DC Golden Age, but I would rather spend my money 20 different ways on timely, Marvel Golden Age or something super tough to get EC horror. Like the Chamber of Chills 19 cover or Black Cat Mystery 50.
Okay. All right.
I would rather go, but it would have to be for 10 grand. It better be in a super grade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is
But
this
I would.
this isn't high enough of a grade for 10 grand?
Just not for that book. I don't collect enough old school Batman to say that I would be excited about paying 10 G's for that, regardless of the grade. I think I did. I do. No, I did. I sold it. I had a Batman #4, and it was probably the only Batman book I had that was under 50 or under 100. And I had it for years. And then again, I brought it to a show just to feel it out. And
Yeah.
somebody jumped on it like almost immediately and paid my asking price. So after
Damn.
I was done with that, I was like, okay, my venture into, single digit Batman books or just really, really old Golden Age Batman was over, because Batman is not cheap. It doesn't matter what book it is, what cover. Anything under 100 is, a little bit, especially if it's an acceptable grade.
Yeah,
It's
that's for sure.
it's a little pricey. So
Okay.
yeah.
Next is Incredible Hulk #2, a CGC 3.5 sold for 1,800.
That's low.
Oh, really?
A 6.5, you said?
No, 3.5. This is a
3.5. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. That makes sense, because I have a 3.0 in this, and I'm completely satisfied with it, because it's a solid 3.0. It looks really good for a 3.0. It even looks like if I cracked it out and gave it to a guy like Red Hood just to give it a little touch up and a press, I bet you it'd come back a 4. It looks like whoever submitted it didn't do anything with it besides buy it and then throw it to CGC. They didn't need to do anything to it. No pressing, no nothing. So when I get Brave, I'll probably give him my Hulk 1 through 6 and see if he wants to play with it. Crack them all with clean press and then submit them all and see if I because you got to figure on those books, the 1 through 6, if you get a half a point to a point, it matters, man. It jumps up significantly in hundreds.
Yeah.
So
I have this in a 4. And I was just curious just to see what this was.
I thought you said 6.5, because I was like 6.5. That's way cheap.
I know,
for
right?
6.5. Well, yeah, 3.5. That makes a little sense.
All right, next is a newsstand Power Girl #27. So this raw copy sold for $90. Okay, so I took a closer look at this. I don't know. Do I have?
Is it nice? Is it nice?
Not really. I will
'cause
say this. Okay, so I don't know if I can zoom in or not. Let's see. But you see, okay, so right in this, okay, the cover is dirty overall, right? And you can see like the creases, spine
Right.
ticks. You can see the on top of the cover being dirty. But right here is the sticker residue from where it was at it looks like it was at Half Price Books.
Right.
And they got most of it up. They got most of that sticker off. But not enough.
That can definitely benefit from some TLC from a guy who knows how to clean books properly.
Yeah.
Maybe give it a nice press just to make it look, nicer. But maybe 90 is not bad for that. I don't know, for a newsie. But I would immediately, I wouldn't have sold that as is. I would have definitely paid somebody, $15, $25 to clean it.
Sure.
Yeah, clean it and press it, and then probably get yourself maybe even double that money that he sold it for. Maybe $150, $200, because that's a highly sought out book, I think.
For sure. Okay, so all right. So this sticker residue, so it's still in the bag and board. So I'm gonna assume that this is the bag and that the sticker residue is on the bag and board and
Hopefully.
not the hopefully. But so assuming that this was I don't know. This looks like a nice little project.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
not
always
mad.
willing to play with books like that. If but I usually prefer to walk into a store or at a show, see that in hand. This way I can kind of look at it because that's probably on the bag, that peeled off sticker. Whoever
Yeah,
threw that up, I bet you they just probably buy books at, who knows, yard sales or, like you said, dollar stores or whatever. These stores that just blow out books. They
yep.
probably figured throw it up and let's see what happens. But I would definitely put a little TLC on that and then flip it.
Hmm.
Did they at
Okay.
least put in the title that it was a newsstand?
I don't think. Hold on. Let me see. Shoot. Let's see.
Because I'm wondering if the guy is even
No, they didn't even do that. Didn't even
so
do
then
that.
yeah, so this fella probably isn't a huge comic guy, meaning knowing that it's much more significant in a newsstand.
It's
He
weird.
pro
They sell comics.
yeah, but he probably, like, I see a lot of trading cards there too, right? Looks like Magic cards and stuff, Magic the Gathering. He's pro
That's
Is that what that is, or are those comics?
is that his? Yeah, that's his. But yeah, he does sell
Hmm.
comics, so he should know better. This guy definitely should know better.
Hmm.
Oh well.
Either way, whoever bought that, it will be able to probably clean press it and definitely get a bump in value.
Yeah, this is a good buy. All right, next is Cheval Noir, number 7. This is one of my favorite covers here.
Me too.
Beautiful Dave Stevens, a 9.8, sold for a CGC 9.8 sold for $300. Buy it now.
That's a tough book in that grade, man.
Oh man.
I've seen those books. I've seen a lot of them over the years, and always have something going on with them. Whether it's because that cover is unforgiving on anything you do to it wrong. It's like that thick cardstock cover in a sense, and then it has a weird, like, it almost feels like it should be a square bound, and it's not. It always feels like the book is too thick for the cover.
You know what? I think it is a square bound.
Is it? Because I don't.
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't,
I've
and
got one of these, and
uh,
it's a square bound. I've got a raw
okay,
copy. It is a square bound.
all right. But it's a
Um,
thick book, and it's like that cardstock they used back then was like shitty because anytime it bent the wrong way, there's really nothing you can do to fix that. It's like,
I'd like to submit. I'd like to see about submitting my copy.
hmm.
9.8 or bust, though. I
So
would love to do that.
would you say overall Dave Stevens is kind of still holding on, like the tougher ones? Because I see you got the other one up there, the Planet Comics, and it's sold at what, 300? What is that, a 9.8?
Yeah. Okay. So this Planet Comics, this 9.6. This is a 9.6, and it sold
9.6.
for the same price.
Because
So,
didn't the 9.8 get some sales like close to 1,000 a couple of years ago or a year ago?
blah,
I
I
remember Laura from Bird City had a 9.8 of this, and I think she bought it before the price shot up on
oh
the Dave
really?
Stevens, and I think it shot up to, I want to say, 1,000, and she, that was a great pickup for her, and I think she was buying it because she traditionally, I think she likes to buy a lot of woman covers, like
Yeah.
really beautiful covers, and she just got lucky that she picked that up before people went nuts with Dave Stevens.
Uh, so I guess which one would you guys rather have? The Planet 9.6 or the Cheval Noir 9.8?
Cheval for me.
I like, yeah.
Only because I know how tough it is to get a really solid 9.8. I have, you know what it is with the Planet Comics? I've really had maybe a dozen of them over the past couple of years. It's not a hard book for me to get. And I do have currently, I think I have a 9.6 in this as well, white pages. But
Hmm.
I have the tougher to get version. There's two versions, I think, to this cover. Isn't there like I don't know, I don't want to say a price variant, but there's one that has a price listed on the cover and another one that doesn't, or some shit.
I
Like, I
don't.
know there's a difference between a couple of the covers.
The one. Okay, so the only thing I can think of is like the ad, like an ad on the back, and it's a like blue.
Okay.
Like on other titles, you'll see this art this Planet Comics art on the back cover, and
Mhm.
it'll be like an ad, and the background is blue. That's the only thing I can think of. But if you only had 300, we're posing the tough questions.
Right. You
Get
know,
them
you can't
both is too easy.
exactly.
You need a challenge.
I tell you what, though, if a dealer had these both at 300, I would offer him 500 for the pair and see what happens. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, next. Okay. International Comics number 4. So this sold for what? $450 in the CGC 9.4. I like this just because it was a it's a clown cover. And
Mm.
this is a hell of a cover here. And it looks
Yeah.
relatively cheap to me.
Well, for 4.0, that's not. It doesn't sound bad at all.
Let's see.
You know.
Look at that. Look at that. That's cover
That's
is
wild.
wild.
A little creepy, even though.
If you have like clownophobia, this ain't helping.
No. That gets buried in the box. So I don't have to look at it.
Look at
Wouldn't
that.
mind owning it though.
Yeah, it's kind of it's not bad. Like 450. I think I'd be on that for that price. All right, next is Ultimate Fallout 4 CGC 9.6, sold for $3,179.
That's not a newsie, right? That's a regular.
Yeah, that's a regular.
Mm,
But no, we're rather it's the variant, Ultimate Fallout 4 variant.
yeah, I don't think I mean, for me, that's a little steep for a 9.6. I know when the 9.8 started to plummet, and we were all trying to figure out what do we think the bottom is on a 9.8, like where does it stop? What's the low? And I think my guess one time was around 5,500. I think the
Uh-huh.
lowest sale on that has been on a 9.8, what, about 8 grand,
Yeah.
if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yep.
So I just kind of feel like if they don't do a Miles something that's relevant and on the big screen, or even a live TV series, something like Daredevil or whatever, if they don't do something relevant with Miles soon, I think that 9.8 still has a little drop to it. I don't think it's ever going to see as low as I thought. Like I said, 55, but I see 7, like looming, another $1,000 drop. I think somebody who's not into it for that kind of money, I see them giving a best offer on a 9.8 at 7 one day. And this is not going to look like a great deal at 3 at a 9.6, because the 9.6 is supposed to be a considerable drop.
Are you buying in at any price?
I'm buying in a 9.6. I definitely.
What about a 9.8? What you buying in
9.8.
9.8?
Oh, if I wanted to play, with 5 grand and somebody, it's like, again, that's my top on that. I don't see, like, when people see that at 8. Like, I remember the guys used to say that's like the modern day AF-15, and I just said I don't see it. I don't. I think I'm capped at a 9.8 at 5. I got to give myself room to lose. You know what I mean? I can't be in at 8, and then if that thing drops to 7, what happens after that? And what if they do a movie and it sucks? What if it turns out to be like what's her name? The Iron Man. What's her name?
Riri.
Yeah. What if he be like? What if they screw that up and he becomes like the male version of Riri? Like it just doesn't. It doesn't click. It doesn't make. And if that happens, you really think that book holds at 8,000 and a 9.8?
I will say this: they got the they have the Into the Spider-Verse movies.
Those are great.
Those are great, and
Yeah.
those are popular, right? And I think they have something to go off of when it
Right.
comes to that. You know what I mean? They have a template that they can follow.
Yeah, they have
as opposed
foundation.
as opposed to Riri,
Right.
that was just kind of a mess.
Right, but I'm saying the Miles animated movies are like, if you number that from 1 to 10, I'd give that a solid 9.5. Like, it's really well done. The story's good, the art is great, everything is great, the soundtrack, everything. And it has, like you said, it has a foundation to build off of if they
Hmm.
go from that to live. Like
Right.
if they break him from there and they use that how to break out of like from a multiverse, like go from animated to live, but it has to be fluid. It has to go, that story has to be solid like the animated for the real life to work. If you're talking about success. Riri, I think didn't they bring Riri into the Marvel Zombies universe, the animated series?
I think so.
Didn't she die like in the first few episodes though, like fighting zombies? If I'm not mistaken, didn't she get killed or something or overwhelmed by zombies?
Well, I'll tell you what. That's why I got rid of all my Riri shit in time,
I
probably in the nick of time.
Yeah, I wouldn't get rid of all of it. Like I have a lot of it only because there's been several opportunities to buy in cheap on it, but I have a lot of it and I always come across it when I'm doing things with comic deals or buying like kind of modern keys. It's always somewhere in a deal, like her first appearances and stuff, whether it's first, second prints and stuff. Um, but I won't throw in the towel completely on her because if they do something down the road after what is it called? Secret Wars, they're doing a movie.
Secret Wars.
That's
Yeah.
that movie's supposed to, if you go by the comics, it's supposed to introduce um Miles, isn't it? Isn't that Miles comes into the regular universe in the comics?
Ugh. I don't know. I
I think
legit.
so.
Okay,
I think that
but they still got to go. Okay, so they still got to get through Doomsday first. Um,
yeah, I'm just saying
Avengers
if
Doomsday. If that fail, here's the thing. If that
right.
fails, then I don't think we're seeing Secret Wars. You
Well,
know what
they're
I'm
supposed to
saying?
be doing some type of a Young Avengers, and I'm sure she's got to be involved in that. And if she is, and she translates better in a team atmosphere rather than in a solo movie, she may work out in a team atmosphere with other surrounding characters. Because Miss Marvel wasn't that bad. It was actually very entertaining, the show. Like she's a really like bright actress, meaning you could see she loves what she's doing and she puts a lot into it. So between her and maybe a couple of others, and they put together a team and it works out. Like if you use the girl from what is that Hawkeye TV show,
Yeah.
you throw her in there and some other people, Stature and a couple, they put the characters together right. It looks like they're putting what Wiccan and the other dude, the brother who's like Quicksilver,
Yeah.
they're being introduced. They've already teased them being in something Marvel, like real life Marvel. So obviously they're putting together the characters. Now, whether they work together in a team, that's what matters. But that book, though, her books may get a spike if the team aspect works. So
All
I tried,
right.
I tried watching that show on Disney Plus, and it was rough to get through the
Which show?
Ironheart. Ironheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little like it just had too many slow, parts in it for me. So
I will say I did pick up like in my last haul video, I found uh Iron Man, Invincible Iron Man 7 and 9 for cover price
mm,
a couple weeks ago. So I still so is like I threw away I got rid of all of the I didn't throw it away, but I sold off like pretty much all the Riri shit that I could find, and then I come across those for cover price. I'm like, oh, okay, sweet. Just in case. Nice just in casers.
yeah,
Next is Web of Spider-Man 100. Look at this. So this is the
mhm.
error variant.
I've seen that before.
So it's without the hologram, without
Uh,
the
the foil, the green
yeah,
foil.
yeah, foil hologram stuff.
Right.
So this 8.0 sold for a grand. It's graded in an 8. A modern graded in an 8, and it's still sold for well over 1,000 after 41 bids.
I mean, listen, I love Ever books. I really do. I know that I don't go crazy for them like that. Like I'm not into $1,500 for a book like that or whatever that into that. But
Hmm.
it's definitely, if I saw it, I would definitely try to make a move on it. I just don't think I'd be into it for over 1,000 at that grade. At that grade, I'm probably fooling around, somewhere between $500 to $600 maybe. Just because I do like stuff like that. If it's authentic, where you could see they screwed up and didn't apply the foil on it, it's interesting, and it's interesting enough where I'd want one. Yeah, I
Some
just don't
great
see 1,000
moderns.
plus for that in an 8.0.
Yeah, man. It feels like they just slabbed it just to slab it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But the fact that it's still sold for $1,000 in an 8.0, that's respectable. I'm not mad at it. All right. Oh, okay. So we get into
Yeah,
this. Something is killing the keys.
somebody's killing the wallets now.
All right. So look at that. 9.8 sold for $1,000. Raw copies selling for 500 plus. So the news about what is it? A new production company or something like that is
Yeah,
taking over.
they've actually linked up with somebody who's legit going to finance either a TV or a legit TV series.
Hmm.
Either way, it's going to be good because it's a great storyline. So if they're just going off the storyline, it should translate well to the big screen, as long as the quality of the investment on building the effects and stuff works out. But
My God.
I could tell you what's funny. I had two raw copies of these, and I brought one to. I bring one usually to almost every show I go to. I put it on the wall, and I keep it in a nice mylight in a top loader.
Yeah.
And I've had them up for, like, I think $500, and I was always willing to play with the price if somebody wanted to negotiate. And I think my low on it was, where I was in discussion on an offer, was like 400, and still the guy was like, "I'm gonna look around," and I'm like, "Dude, look around where? There's nobody had." You would think this is an easy book to find, but I almost never see it on anybody's wall. And I go to a lot of shows. I'm talking about in New York, not abroad. And usually by the time they come around, I always say, if you're not taking this deal right here, right now, then don't come back 3 hours later thinking it's still on the table.
I know, right?
Because yeah, it's one of those books I really don't mind just sitting on the wall. And sure enough, I'm not even kidding. I had two of these. I sold one 2 days ago, because it was a friend. It wasn't, I really didn't want to let it go, but it was a friend who was like, "Damn, like I said, you're doing the FOMO thing. Like you heard about the option, like serious option, like they're really gonna do something with it, and now you're like, I know you have a copy to sell," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll hook you up." But the other copy now, I gave it to my buddy who's a presser, so it's already like a 9.6 candidate, in my opinion. If he cleans it up and presses it, and not that it needs it, I'm just saying, before I send it in, I'd rather give it one shot and then shoot for that 9.8.
Okay.
But
So
the 9.8s are definitely going to go well over 1,000 soon. So
very soon.
yeah,
Okay. So if you take a here's a it's drunken chat, son. Mel V. Let's see.
Mighty Mel.
More like more like something is never coming out.
Yo, you ever met Mel before in person?
No, I
Uh,
just only talk to
yeah.
him on the live streams.
Yeah. Mel is a really cool guy, man. He's local to me out here in New York,
Yeah.
and we met up for a couple of deals in person. Super nice guy, man. And I usually run into him at New York Comic Con. Very nice guy. So if you ever have an opportunity to see him in person and talk to him, he's a good guy.
Hater. I thought I liked this post. But yeah.
Isn't
Here's
it
the
the
whole
previews? Isn't that the one that you just showed? Isn't it the previews one?
no, I forget.
That
No, this is
little
a
the
that's just a
bottom,
picture of the that's just a picture of the trade paperback.
because I remember there was a rare copy somebody threw up. Wasn't there previews had the order catalog, and it was they used the cover of number one on the previews before the book dropped.
Yeah, it
And
was
so,
actually something that sold just this week.
yeah.
Something just sold this week. I'll show it. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but if people are running out now to get that, they again, this goes back to me telling, like I said, I've had people holding my copies in their hand, looking at it, kicking. I call it kicking tires. You go to a used car lot and you're kicking
Yeah.
tires, and if you're gonna take that walk where you say I'll be right back, and then now like I said, I've already had somebody else who's another friend, a dealer, who hit me up about one of the two copies, and I told him one sold already to a friend, and the other one I'm sending to CGC. And more than likely, if it comes back in 98, I'm probably going to keep it. I'm not looking to flip it. You know,
Right.
I made my money. I bought both copies from the same collector who apparently bought them brand new off the shelf when they first dropped. So they were like untouched, unread, you know, and really nice. And I only said a 9.96, you know, because I hate telling people a raw book is a 9.8, you know. So I don't mind losing a few bucks by calling it a 9.6, and then if they get lucky and get a 9.8, congratulations. But I made my money on the one sale. I don't need to sell both of them.
I still can't believe. Okay, so at the height back in 2020, this was like the
Mhm.
height of Something's Killing Children mania, right? I'm at this store, and this store had like quite a few of like the back issues, like including the subcovers,
Right.
like number 2 in the subcover, number 3 subcover, and I don't know how. This was back in 2020 when everybody was buying out this title. I managed to find number 1 for cover price,
Ooh.
essentially, like a penny over cover price, and I I don't know, man. I think I might hold on to this.
You have to, bro. Hold on to
Nice,
that thing.
nice little trophy. Yeah, if
Hell
I
yeah.
like, I'll
Especially,
probably. No, you're gonna say
no, I was gonna say, especially cover price. You know.
at the height, and it's not a perfect copy because there is some ticks along the spine, but
Yeah.
that
Th-
and finding number 3 second print for cover price as well,
yeah.
like a few months later, I was like, oh shit.
I've got a boatload of these. I really do. And it's not because I was smart and bought them all when they first dropped. I bought the basic first prints, and then I started to find like you know, like what do they call, like the Virgin covers, like the J Lee covers, which are like, I don't know if they were store exclusives or show exclusives, but I started buying some of the other printings of the run, and then I started to find second, third print, and then I realized that the later prints, like I think they went up to 5 prints on most of them, right?
Yeah.
That was a book that a lot of different covers came out, a lot of different printings came out, and I noticed that the later prints actually get more money than, in a sense, some of the first prints. Like those fifth prints are pretty tough.
Okay, so here are. Let me see if I can zoom in. So hold on.
I remember when that book first dropped, the first time I saw it in my LCS, I remember the reason why I didn't mess with it, because I thought the title was a little too dark. Like
Right.
saying that something is killing the children seemed like even if I read that, is it going to be something that, you know, like, is it worth buying? I don't.
Yeah.
I think that was the main reason why, because I thought the cover the title was just a little too wacky. And well, there you go. You know, it turned out to, it's actually a really decent read if you like horror. It's a really good read, and the interior art is fantastic.
So we got this 9.8 here. A solid book. Oddly enough, we haven't had any. Um, let's see. So we haven't had. Okay, so this third print here for second print number 3.
But
This sold on Tuesday. So this was like a couple days before. This was last Tuesday.
Right.
and this was like a couple days before that announcement. This
Right.
thing it's still sold for 400, right? Still sold for 400 even before the announcement. And after the announcement, there have been no sales of this, no listings of this. So this book, I'm interested in seeing what this uh number 3 second print will sell for now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think all of them have a bump. You know, when excuse me, when more comes out about the option, and then of course, I already know like Saturday, there's going to be a lot of people looking for these books.
Mm-hmm.
I have, like I said, lucky for me, I did buy a lot of them because I did enjoy the read, and I started to really appreciate the covers. Um, but I didn't go as far as I should have. I should have been buying all the third, fourth, fifth prints because those are big money. Those I think it's just because there's so little of them versus the allocation of the first print. You know, so but
Yeah.
I think it's going to be probably one of the bigger books selling. I would say between now and the beginning of next year. I could tell most of the shows because I do a really big show in New Jersey in March. That's like the first big show I do of the year, and that's probably going to be one of the bigger books by next year March. Because I think you're going to hear more about production or something, or maybe even casting, and that's even important too. If they cast the right people, forget about it. That's going to become even, you know.
Okay, so take a look here. Number 3 second print, right? Look at that. No listings. No listings for this book. Oh, hold on. Okay. No listings. Not even at like a crazy price. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not even like a signature series 9.8 for like $5,000 or some shit like that. You know what
And
I'm
I,
saying?
I'm going to tell you something. That number, I think, two of the short prints in that first 10 issues was number. I want to say number. It's either 3 and 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I screwed up, man. I was bidding in a on an eBay auction for number 5, a 9.8 slab, and it ended really cheap. And I kind of slept on it, and I was supposed to be throwing up another bid, and I completely forgot, and it ended way cheap. I should have, and it was well before the announcement. And now you can, I'm pretty sure you can forget about people sleeping on those auctions now. So you see that red cover that you keep whizzing by,
This one?
that's the Jay Lee cover I was
Yeah.
talking about. Really nice cover. I love that one. I have that one in a 9.8 slab, I think, signed by him. And I have a lot of the Jenny Frison covers that she did for Something's Killing the Children, some of the tougher ones.
Yeah, I came across. Yeah, this is the one that I found for cover price. This variant here.
That's a good one too, right there. That's
Yeah. Came across that one. What? Number 4.
I can tell you, I got lucky. My LCS, by the time I read number 1, which was later after it dropped, my LCS they have back issue bins in the back of the store.
Yeah.
There were issues number 6 through 12, multiple copies still, and I bought the entire section.
Hell yeah.
And I remember my LCS on it because he's a friend of mine. He just said, man, he says, you're going in. Is there something I don't know? I said, nah. I said, I read it. It's solid. And I said, and if it has if it goes for a run, meaning if it lasts, I said these first 15 or 20 issues are going to be like Walking Dead. They're going to be tough books. They're going to go up in price. And if you're giving it, you have them back here at cover, and I get plus my discount, I'm like, why not buy them all?
Wow, number 4. Look at number 4. $100 book. Look at that.
Yeah, number 3 through 5 are like super tough. But I
Yeah.
think 3 and 5 are the short prints of that early part of the run, like the first prints. They were the shortest printings of the first single digit issues. That
Damn.
red cover, that number 2 is popular. Like, yeah.
Damn it. I don't know if I have this or not. I gotta check and see.
Which issue is that one you're showing?
This is
4?
number 4. This is number
Yeah.
4 first
Uh,
print.
uh-huh.
And
I,
it's over what 150 after however many bids.
yeah, I have a few of those. Those the ones that were tough for me were 3 and 5. I
Mm,
remember 5 almost immediately was like $150 book, like early in the run. It was selling really fast for a lot of money. And I've seen that so many times, and nobody was budging less than $1.50 on it out here
yeah.
and where I'm at. And I was just like, I just kind of like said, fuck it. You know, if I'm gonna miss one, I think with number 5, I bought like maybe a second or third print or something. But um I might have a number 5 now though, because I think that's number 3 you're showing, right? With
Yeah,
the
that was number 3.
yeah, yeah. So 3, I think 3 and 5 are the tough ones, but maybe 4 or 2 might be a little something
Oh
now.
shoot. Yeah, number 5. Yeah, number 5. Hold
But
on.
5 was always for me when I was getting into that was always the tougher one. Was the
Yeah, so
5.
yeah, so this one sold for what 168.
Yeah, it's I don't think it's ever going to be less than $1.50, $200. It's just raw. You know, I'm talking about raw sales. I in a
Yeah.
9.8, who knows what that would go for, but
Yep.
raw copies, I have yet to be able to grab one where it's less than $150. So
I'm not mad at any of this. So
it's definitely a good read. Anybody that doesn't want to pay huge amounts of money, go buy the trade. Read the trade. It's really good. But if you're into comics, you're gonna want to start buying the issues because that's just how it is. Like the one thing there's a few modern books that I will not sell. I love Walking Dead. My first, like, I would say 100 issues, 150 issues. Actually, the whole run is, I don't think I want to sell anything in that run. But and then the other one that they keep threatening that they're going to option that Mark Millar was the writer of, Witches. Remember that one? They kept threatening to do
yeah,
an option. It's like it's been optioned. Like somebody
yeah.
bought the ability to do something with it, but they've never done anything with it. I think Mark Millar keeps threatening that there's a script and we finally got it approved. But that's been going on for years. So like the Witches is kind of like it was up at one time, then it dropped to nothing, and then it came back up again because he made an announcement that a script was approved. So everybody thought, okay, Witches is going to happen, and then it just faded away. So, but Witches is a really good read too. I was a little bit of a fan of Witches, but that was like a mini series. I think Witches went on for about 5 issues, and they never did anything more with it.
All right. Are we done talking about something's
Yeah,
killing
we're
kids?
done.
Okay. But yeah, like I said, I'm not mad at any of it just because I have I still have quite a few issues of it. So let's keep we can keep the hype train going for this for as long as possible. I'm not mad at it.
That's something you can check back in a month, and it's still going to be good. So
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh my gosh, look at this. So Spider-Woman Alpha number 1. I've been after this book for a while. 1 in 25 Stacy Lee variant. This book is still going strong. So you got a raw copy that sold for $360. I remember when like this book got hot for whatever reason. I totally forget. And I'm talking about the cover A.
Mhm.
The regular cover. Like this along with the variant, the regular cover along with this variant here, they both got hot. Now the regular cover fell off. It fell off really hard, but the variant is still holding very strong. But I've never been able to find this. I've never seen this in person at all.
I think I have a foreign copy of that book. I don't
Yeah.
have the American.
Okay, so I remember back when this book was like starting to get hot,
Right.
like it automatically jumped to like 100 and 200, and then but every once in a while there would be a listing for ratio on
Mm.
this. You know what I mean? And I'd miss it by like maybe a minute or some shit like that. So yeah, this book really tough to find. So sold for 360. All right, so we got Marvel Spotlight number 5 in a CGC 8.0. Now I have
Mm.
one. I've got a first Ghost Rider in an 8.0. So
Mhm.
I was just kind of curious to see what this was going for. And so this sold for 1980 after
That's
7 bids.
is that normal or is that a little bit of a dip?
That doesn't feel right.
Yeah, it feels a little low, no?
Yeah, it feels very low.
I always felt like that was like a $3,000 book or close to
Yeah.
three in the 3.0. I mean 8.0. Because I
Yeah.
have a 7.5 and I've always paid attention to when you guys talk about this book.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it always was up there in the high twos. I want to say like in an 8. Because I've always thought about giving my 7.5 in for a press or to see if something can be done with it to give it a slight bump because there is a little bit of a jump between a 7.5 and an 8.0, like where it's worth giving it a go. So that seems
Yes,
like somebody got a little bit of a deal.
I think
But then I
so.
could be completely wrong. I don't know. But I
Man,
do feel like it's a little low.
I wouldn't sell mine for that. I'll tell
No,
you
I
that.
that's weird because it's one of those books where nothing is ever really going on with Ghost Rider so big where you're thinking, I better hold on to it. It's just a book that I really just don't want to let go ever. It
It's
it's
a
it
staple of the collection.
Right. It's almost like owning like a first Moon Knight or a first
Yeah.
Blade. It's nothing crazy exciting is going on with them, but you're happy to have it in your collection. And I know it's not cheap to replace those books, no matter which way you go.
That's
I
for
have
sure.
yeah, I have a 9.2 white pages Tomb of Dracula 10 that I lucked out on that I must have bought that book 20 years ago, raw, and it just it's one of those books I'll never part with. And my Moon Knight, the highest I was able to achieve on that was an 8.0. And this book is 7.5. And I'm like, I'm not even gonna try to go higher. I'm definitely not gonna flip mine and then think I can replace it because I always get screwed in those deals. I'll flip mine thinking I'll go and find one, equivalent or better, and it never works out. The price always it always takes a hike in price, and then it's gone.
That never happens.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep mine and just be content.
Okay, look at this price here. Amazing Spider-Man 41, first Rhino,
Yeah,
CGC 9.2, sold for 3,800.
92 is solid.
9.2, man.
Yeah.
Holy cow. That is beautiful.
I know a guy that has a solid run of Silver Age Spidey, and his lowest grade is an 8.0.
Ugh.
He will not buy anything less than an 8.0. That's just
Damn.
yeah. And I've seen some of his books because he's on YouTube from time to time, and he's shown some of his books, and I'm just like, I mean, one of the smartest things to ever do is buy a run of Silver Age Spider-Man. That should be if you're a hardcore collector, that should be a staple in your collection. Because there's I don't think anybody has a bigger and more relevant rogues gallery than Spider-Man, right? The only other person,
Outside of Batman.
yeah, I was gonna say outside of DC, Batman, Marvel, I think Spider-Man has like the most relevant rogues gallery. His guys have always developed and maintained and been successful, even moving on to other like Daredevil books and like Kingpin has been able to transition into from Spider-Man to Daredevil, Punisher. Kingpin is just he's successful in every title he's crossed over into. Same as all the other guys.
This is a beautiful copy.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Look at that. Clean. So clean. And look at the back. Look at this back. This back is perfect. It's so funny. I have like multiple copies of the first Rhino, but I don't I definitely don't have anything in the ballpark as nice as this. But I still love Rhino. I think we talked about this. This is like one of those villains that's like almost there. It's like almost at the top, but not quite, not quite, not quite. But he's almost there. But I love that. Love Rhino. All right, next. Supergirl. First Mary Jane is number 42. Number 42. It's like the issue after. It's not as good as not as good as a of a cover, but yeah, First Mary Jane is number 42. All right. Supergirl Legion of Superheroes number 23. CGC 9.8 sold for 1450. And you got a first Psylocke or Elizabeth Braddock Captain Britain number 8 in a 9.8. So which one are you guys taking? Which one are you guys taking? This Captain Britain number 8 or Legion of Superheroes number 23 in the 9.8 for the same for similar price? Which one you guys taking? I love Captain Brit. That Captain Britain. I got an 8.5. I've got this book. I've got Captain Britain number 8 in a 9.6. And I guess I got to be happy for that. I got to be happy with that. Captain Britain for sure. Wow. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. Finally, someone saying Supergirl. Okay. So I thought everybody would say Supergirl, but a lot of people are saying Captain Britain. That's a tough question for me. I can't answer that. Supergirl. All right. But yeah, I love both. I used to have a 9.4. I sold that to pay for the raw copy that I'm hoping is a higher grade. Because if it comes back, okay, so the one that I bought, if it comes back at a 9.4, then it's just a lateral move. So I'm hoping it's at least a 9.6. And next is Spawn 220. So this is the sketch variant, Youngblood #1 homage. So this sold for 1,000. Well, not it didn't sell for 1,000. Sold for $900. Sold for 900. Not too much to say about it, but good price on that. All right. Next is a CGC 9.8. Adam Hughes cover and Supergirl movie will make it even hotter. Yeah. Best Hughes cover. All right. Iron Man 10 photo variant. Now, this is a cover I don't think I have. So CGC 9.8 sold for $392. I think this is a long story short book here. We've talked about this book quite a bit. And this is a book I would love to find. I would keep this in the collection, I'm thinking. I think 392 and a 9.8. That doesn't sound bad. That doesn't sound bad. All right, next. Okay, which one would you rather have? Iron Man 10 graded 9.8 or a raw copy of the Teenage Murder Bait variant here. So this Teenage Murder Bait limited edition variant sold for $371 after 59 bids. Which one? Which one you taking? The Iron Man or the Teenage Murder Bait? Damn. uh So man, I remember having a shot at this for like because this book was on Hip Comic for the longest time. This Teenage Murder Bait variant, I had a chance at this for like I think $125 or something like that. And I always like kind of dragged my feet on it because I'm just like, I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. Yeah. But now it's kind of blowing up. So, but good on the book though. But I do have a regular copy of Teenage Murder Bait, the one on the right here. I do have this one. So I guess I'll have to be happy with this with number one regular cover here. And this sold for $64. So that's respectable. That's respectable. And the 9.6, man, crack that out. That sounds awful. Crack that out. Oh my god, forget about if hold on, if Teenage Murder Bait gets optioned, it'd be over. Yeah, the regular cover looks slightly better. I don't know. To me, they're about the same. They're about the same. They both look great in their own way. All right. But yeah, Teenage Murder Bait, number one. You got the regular cover and the limited edition. All right. Ginger. Yeah, Ginger or Marianne. That's what they both look like. Yeah. All right. So we got two books that I've got. I've got these two here. Picked these up recently. So Thrawn, Star Wars Thrawn, and Darth Vader number 3. So a 9.4 of Darth Vader 3 variant sold for $200 in a 9.4. And then you got the Thrawn number 1, 1 in 50. This raw copy sold for $360. I tell you what, which one you taking? Which one are you taking? Are you taking the Thrawn number 1 or Teenage Murder Bait special edition variant? Which one you taking? Thrawn 1, Matina Raw, or Teenage Murder Bait variant? Let's just assume both of them are equally high grade. Which one you taking? So Teenage Murder Bait variant or the Thrawn 1 variant? Okay. Yeah. Underground over mainstream. I totally respect that. Teenage Murder Bait still. All right. Damn. Okay. Something tells me if I had bought that Teenage Murder Bait, I probably would have sold it for like maybe 200 or something like that. I something tells me. Okay. Everybody's saying Teenage Murder Bait. All right. What's next? Captain America number 74. Look at this. 1.5. CGC 1.5. This thing sold for $5,249. And it's okay, it is a 1.5. Probably better off with Teenage Murder Bait. That sums up the state of Star Wars comics. Yeah. So it just sums up the state of Star Wars. I was happy to have the Matina and the Darth Vader 3 variant just for like old time sake purposes. You know what I mean? You know, like so just so like 2020 me could go, oh wow, look at that. Got him all finally got him. Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at this. Captain America Comics 174. Look at this. This thing is beat, man. This thing is really beat. Let's see if do I have it? Do I have the listing? I'm going to take a look at this listing. Hold on. Look at this thing is beat, still sold for $5,000. Look at that. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. Still sold for $5,000. Mm. This thing is this are you on this book? Oh, I see. Here's the thing. I can only ask the questions. I can't answer them. That's the power of the host. I rarely answer the questions that I ask. Damn, this cover. I mean, beautiful cover, but damn. So, are you guys in this book for $5,000 and a 1.5? Yeah, 5G is the entry price. Oh wow. Wow, I'd go for it if I had the spare. If I had the spare dough. Wow. Okay. All right. Cap 74 versus Detective 35 with the hypodermic needle. Okay, so I tell you what, which one are you taking though? So you got this Cap 74 or Startling Terror Tales CGC 2.5, slightly higher grade for 4,600. Which one you guys taking? The Cap Weird Tales or the Startling Terror Tales? Blue, so the blue logo. Which one you guys taking? Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. Man. Ugh. You know what? I'll answer this one. I would probably go with the Terror Tales. I'd probably go with the Terror Tales just because it's a higher grade and it just looks more solid. How about that? LB Cole for sure. As much as I love both, or maybe change my mind as I think about it. Right? Cap. Like Derek's taking Cap. Liger's taking Cap. But yeah, both of them are great. But yeah. You know what? Hold on. Let me take a look at Startling Terror Tales. Do I have the listing? I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, here we go. Hold on. Let me take a look. Okay, yeah, this book is way more solid than the Cap. I'd be more inclined to get this just because you got this rusted staples, but I don't care. That cover detachment on the Cap, that I couldn't live with that. But yeah, ooh, all right, beautiful. This thing beautiful. Rusty staples though, yeah. But I will say that at least the book is attached. At least the cover's attached. Oh there's the variant. Okay, so the black is the black surrounding the Terror Tales is the variant, right? Terror Tales, but you sell it. All right. What else we talking about? What we talking about? Oh, we're in the pulp hour. My favorite time of the night. Okay. So we got Weird Tales. We got quite a bit of Weird Tales going on here. Okay. So Weird Tales October 1934, a CGC 8.0 sold for $2,650. That's respectable. I don't care what anybody says. Let me see if I can find the listing for this. Open a new tab. Yes. All right. So I want to take a look at this. We got time. It's just you. It's just you and me. It's just you and me. We got time. All right. Okay. So let's take a look here. We have a Robert E. Howard story, Robert E. Howard Conan story, and this is before he died. I think he died in 1936. So Robert E. Howard is still alive at this time. Look at that. How many stories did Robert E. Howard like? How many Conan stories did Robert E. Howard write? Let's look it up. How many STO? How many CONANSTRIES did Howard wrote? Okay, so Robert E. Howard wrote. Let me try to blow this up. Damn it. Okay. Robert E. Howard wrote 21 Conan stories, 17 of which were published during his life. Only 21. I could have swore he wrote more than that. Damn. That doesn't seem like a lot. Because it feels like he wrote, okay, so Conan came out in what, 1932? And he died in 1936. I don't know. It feels like he wrote like a Conan story per issue of Weird Tales from the time that he debuted to the time that he died. You know what I mean? I don't know. Okay. Okay, but Weird Tales, beautiful cover. All right. Oh God, bedtime stories. Look at this. Bedtime stories. Number 34. I gotta switch. Hold on. My ears are like on fire right now. All right, but bedtime stories number no, rather June 1934. This is right up my alley right here. I love this. So this CGC 7.5, this CGC 7.5 here sold for $1,000. I love this. I want to take a look at this. It's just you and I hanging out. All right. We got time to look. Okay. Damn it. Okay. Look at this beauty. Let me try to zoom in. Wow. Wow. I love this. Love this. This thing sold for $1,000. And I can see how, and I can see why. So what do you think of bedtime stories? June 1934.
That is an awesome cover.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm with this. And this thing sold for $1,000.
Oof. Well, it's the grade, man.
Yeah.
That's like I've told you this before, maybe dozens of times. A pulp in that grade might as well be, a 9.6, 9.8 in a modern book.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same for me.
This is the type of book so I've only been to a handful of pulp shows and never seen anything like this ever.
Real quick, there was a guy a long time ago. And when I say a long time ago, less than 12 years ago, and old guy, and he had nothing but pulps. He was the only guy at this one show, and it was a small show at a college. I want to say a gymnasium.
Yeah.
Where they had like a small comic show out here in Long Island, New York, and they had everything between. It was mostly toys. It was mostly like a toy show.
Yeah.
Like vintage toys, but there were a couple of guys that had like some comics set up there. and this one guy had nobody at his booth, and he had nothing but pulps. I'm talking about nothing. It was just loaded. And back then, nobody looked twice at pulps. Nobody. Like, not even one time. This guy had so many of them and really nice ones too. And I think about it, if I would have just bought 5 or 10, and I remember some of the prices on his pulps were 10, 12, $13 a piece, like nothing. And he had some really nice ones too. And you could tell this is probably stuff that he had growing up or whatever, because he was an older guy. Now I think I mentioned this when you asked me how was New York City Comic Con. I said pulps you can tell are there. Or slabs, lots of pulp slabs, lots of pulp selections. Not overwhelming, but enough that they're relevant now.
Yeah.
People are buying them. So
Damn.
I told you a buddy of mine, his name is Paul. He's Brixco Comics. I helped him get into New York City Comic Con, and he hung out with me in my booth for the majority of time, for practically the 4 days. And as a thank you, when he got back home, he sent me a package of pulps. And I think I don't know if I showed it to you guys. I think I might have showed it to Brian on Beyond Wednesdays. He sent me 5 pulps, and I really can't wait till, if I was home, I'd be showing to you right now. Really, really nice books, man, and it's right up my alley and right up your alley too. When you see these, I'll show it to you the next time I'm on. I will,
Yeah.
if we do the show on Sunday, or if I'm around when you do. Aren't you guys doing Dino's show this week? Or are you doing Ben's show?
What we doing? Long story short, on Thursday.
All right. So if I can jump on real quick, or throughout the show for Thursday, I would definitely show you guys these 5 books that he gifted me. Really, really great books, man.
All right. Next is The Spider. August 1936, CGC 4.0. So this sold for $388. Let's take a look. Bondage, beautiful. Wow. Jeez. What the hell's going on here? Okay, hold on. Let me try to zoom in. Wow, look at that. What the hell's going on here?
That's some hardcore bondage right there.
Yikes.
Yeah, they had a thing, man, back then. A lot of that pulp and a lot of the pulp and golden age, man. They like tying up women in dresses.
Jeez. This is a hell of a cover.
And you know what's even funnier? It's like if you look at even the sci-fi covers, like the aliens did the same shit. They bondage woman, couldn't wait to get a needle in them or something, and that was definitely on somebody's brain back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, was tying up a woman and doing things.
Dude, I can't get over this cover. This shit is hella wild. I almost want, I want to read this just to see what the hell's going on.
Yeah. Unfortunately, these books, when you open them up, there's next to no art inside. It's all story.
Right.
Which is probably not a bad thing either. There's probably some really good reading in there, but most of these books are so frail, like you really don't want to mess around with them too much, unless you get a nice minty copy that still has a lot of play with it, which I've had a couple that are pretty decent, but you open them up, those pages feel like they can just completely just pull right out if you mess around with them too much.
100%. Yeah, I wouldn't even jerk with anything like this. I'd probably just try to read it online or something like that.
Yeah, these pulps are really all about the cover. I don't think anyone has ever told me that any of them were great reads. They always just cover art.
First appearance of the Freak Off. All right. Weird Tales magazine. So this is January 1925. I like this. This is a nice 100-year-old book here. So this sold for 101. Oh, geez, $1,230. Let me see. Do I have it? Where's the listing? Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Ooh, nice, nice 100-year-old cover. Look at that. This looks nice, nice medieval ish.
Mm-hmm. What did that sell for?
$1,230.
Is there something going on with it, like a first appearance of something, or
You know what? I don't think so. I think just because of the age.
okay, all right.
This
Because
is like
I
early.
know there's some sleepers out there. I think you brought it up just a little while ago, like First Conan, and I know there's one out there for was it Buck Rogers or something?
Oh, trust me, I know. I
Yeah.
definitely know what the first Conan is.
Well, I know you're not. I don't think I'm going to find that ever again. I it kills me to think how many of those boxes I have looked through and maybe whizzed by it and didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I've only really learned about that when you guys kept showing it on the show, and
Yeah.
then I finally got it in my brain to remember that cover. But
Look at
I
this.
want to say one person had one at a show. Mike Carbonero had one. He's like a super well known comic guy out
Yeah,
here in New York.
he comes out to Ohio. We see
Yeah,
him
he oh
quite
yeah,
a
he
bit.
gets around. Yeah, he gets
Yeah.
around. He's a super hardcore comic guy, like really hardcore. And I remember the last time I saw him in Long Island, which was probably less than a month ago or a month ago. Yeah, he had four books in one of those display cases that lay flat on the table,
Yeah.
like for trading cards. He had four books in there, and I remember I was watching a bunch of guys just standing, looking down at this display case, and I walked over because I was being nosy, and he had a first Robin, first appearance of Robin the Boy Wonder. He had a Superman #3 and Captain America #3 and some other book. Like I was like just sitting there in this display case, and he just like acts like it's nothing. You know, like
I
oh, it
remember.
was. I'm sorry. The fourth book was an FF1. That goes to show like that was the least of the four books. There was that FF1.
I remember him when he was at our show. He was just randomly, casually, just, oh, do you have a Action Comics #1? He's just asking like these
Mhm.
dealers at this small one-day show
Yeah.
at like a VFW. Oh, do you have Action Comics 1?
I and if you can believe this he's the first comic dealer I ever bought a book from when I was a kid, 8 years old.
Hmm.
My mother used to get her nails done at a salon two stores down from his comic shop. And she always gave me like $1 to go in there. And back then, books were like 30, 35 cents cover price.
Yep.
And I always walked out with a little show. He was always good to me when I was a kid. And I've been going to his shows as much older at Big Apple Con, and he's a definite legend in the hobby, and
Yeah.
he always has the stuff, man. He came up to me about 4 years ago, and I was set up at a show, and he's walking around with a briefcase, and he comes to my table, and we always like he's always coming up say hello. We know each other really well, and he whips out a Tech 27 on me, and he just hands it to me, and it's a file copy, and I'm just like, what do you want to do? What are you doing, man? And he goes, I don't know. He says, you have any interest? I said, well, what do you want? I said, the keys to my car, or like it was just randomly walking around with a, a Tex 27 in his briefcase. But that's the kind of guy he is. That's why I said it doesn't surprise me. He's walking around. He doesn't look like a guy that can buy an Action Comics one, but he has it. Trust me, he has it. So
All right. Next is this lot of amazing stories from the 20s and the 30s. So this sold for $170. I just want to get a quick look, see what's going on here. Okay.
I told you I love those books, the amazing stories.
Yeah.
I think I showed you one. I have a purple label, but the purple label for some reason looks great with the book. It's got a lot of purple in the color of the cover.
Yeah.
So the purple label, and it's only because there's glue on the spine. Other than that, it's a beautiful book, and I'm just like, I don't give a shit. I'm never gonna try to sell it or upgrade it. I just want it like that. And that Amazing Stories just has a really cool trade, and they have really nice covers. If I can find more of those, I would definitely like to get more, but I don't really see them unless you go on to auctions on eBay. I'm always looking to see if I can find them at shows, just to see if I get lucky and find some raw ones. But they're like I said, it's not easy finding a guy who has legit pulps for a reasonable price.
What is going on here? You see this cover?
Is he kidnapping an alien?
Yeah, and he's running. He's got his church shoes on.
Church shoes with a globe on his head and a spacesuit. He doesn't seem to be the least bit concerned that that alien can rip his suit open. Yeah.
Okay, so this one, it looks what, 1921, spring 1921. This Wonder Stories Quarterly.
Mhm.
This looks cool. All right. Let's see the descriptions here, if there are none. A lot of 1920s, 30s, amazing stories. Okay. So there's a lot wrong with these, but still great covers. Very good covers.
And those Amazing Stories are not regular size. They're almost between a pulp and a magazine size. They're a little bit bigger, you know. So if you can imagine that beautiful art, just a little bit bigger than a pulp. It's actually
Okay.
well,
Hell yeah.
and you know what's funny? If you think about it, you know the magazine Heavy Metal?
Yeah.
There's a lot of heavy metal vibes coming from that pulp. If you look
Mm-hmm.
at those pulp covers, you could see somebody looking at that and then reusing that in the 70s, 80s on heavy metal magazine covers.
Somebody put their whole imagination in
Yep.
this cover here.
Yep.
This is wild. This looks like a C3PO right here. Look at that one. These covers are wild.
That's the one I have right there. The one with the aliens looking down at the guy.
Yeah.
That's the one that I have the purple label of.
Oh, okay.
That cover is like a purplish hue to it.
Yeah.
And the purple label actually works perfect with that cover. And I just every time I look up at that, I don't know what's going on there, but it's just such a cool cover, man. I saw that on, and I got it dirt cheap on eBay. Like nobody was, and I just like I gotta have this, man.
What was the extent of the resto on it?
That's all it was glue on the spine.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
assuming that the cover was maybe coming loose or whatever, and somebody just said, "Let me apply a little thin layer of glue in there," and that's it. I
Wow.
was like, "I'm fine with that. I don't give a shit."
Hell yeah.
I'm like when it like you see how like Dino will buy like just a cover or a
Yeah,
coverless
yeah.
book, and he's just like, I don't give a shit. And then
Mhm.
eventually, he's the only guy I know that has the luck to be able to pair a cover and a coverless book after like a few years, and then make a $1,500 book out of it. But I told you because of him, I've been buying coverless like golden age books, but relevant ones, like timelies and stuff.
Yeah.
And so now I have on my search list on eBay, my watch list, I'm looking for guys to post like covers for those books. So, and I also I have a legendary golden age cover with no book inside. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna play the long game and see how many years it takes me to pair these
Oh,
books.
geez.
I don't care for what I paid for them. I have
Yeah.
what is that? A Young Allies #3, or Kids Comics #3, coverless. And I've seen well before I bought that book that there was a cover sale, maybe less than a year ago. So I'm like, well, now that I have the coverless book, I'm waiting for another cover to pop up. So
Look at this.
yeah.
19. March 19th. This cover is March 1930.
That is an awesome cover. It really is. It looks like the program to like a World's Fair or something.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
That's beautiful.
mhm.
All right. And Weird Tales, January 1933. So this raw copy here sold for $690. Let me see. Do I have the listing? I don't think.
I bet you that's a nice looking book if it's sold for that much.
Damn, I don't think I have this. No, I don't have the listing for it, but yeah, that's a very solid looking book right there. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. I think might be the second. If that's a Conan story, that might be the second appearance of Conan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet because wasn't the first appearance in a Weird Tales book?
The issue before it.
Yeah, all right. So there you go. I was
Damn.
gonna say, is it possibly like an early appearance of Conan? And there you go, second appearance.
Holy shit. Wow.
What did that? How much did that end for?
$690.
$690.
Yeah.
That almost seems like a really great deal, considering second appearance of Conan.
I'm not quite sure yet, and I don't have the listing for it to where I
Right.
can do a deep dive on it. But if
Well, if it is,
if a Conan story is in it, then
Yeah.
this will be the second Conan story.
okay.
Wow. Okay, cool. Oh, okay. Take a look at this. Oh, so we have a couple of cheaper ones here. American Detective, September 1938. So this sold for $12
Hmm.
after 4 bids. I love this. I love these covers here.
Do you have these on your watch list? Like when they pop up, do you get an alert?
No.
Because I keep saying after we do these shows or I watch your shows prior to me being on them, I've always said I got to put these on a watch list because I can't imagine I wouldn't grab these at that price.
I know. Yeah, it's so weird. Like I only catch these after they sell. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's weird. But
And
yeah,
that
look at that.
and that looks like cover art that somebody can do right now, and it'd be a killer cover right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a dozen artists that could make this like really amazing, the exact same cover, colors, everything with a modern character. Like if you get a Jeff DeCall or
Oh
somebody,
God, yeah.
they would kill that cover would be like the shit. It almost has that feeling like that. What is that Father Forgive Me cover?
Yeah.
It has like that sex appeal to it. You know what I mean? If you get the right artist to do a modern day version of that,
Read her story. The
the
end
end.
of Red Light Rosie.
Oh,
Damn. That's beautiful. Beautiful
that's a
cover there.
yeah.
Okay. American Detective, March 1938. So this sold for $13.50. Let me see. Do I have this one?
It almost seems like a sin that a book that's what 70, 75 years old selling that cheap.
Wait, this is like 80, almost 90.
Almost 90 years, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Look at that. And to me, this is another one that you can have like some modern artist
Mhm.
do do a cover for this. Look at that. This thing went cheap too.
And with all those jewels there, you could just put like a black cat or a cat woman in that exact scenario right there with all the jewels on the bed,
Look at that.
and it would work. Of course, they wouldn't put the ashtray with the cigarettes because that's just a no these days. They
I
don't
love
want
the
stuff.
I love the detail. You got the lipstick on the
Yeah. Uh-huh.
on the one cigarette there. Damn. Look at the detail on the cigarettes though. You see that?
Mhm.
That's wild, man. Shit. This cover is beautiful. Okay, so this is going on my want list here. Smoking cover too. Heck yeah. And what else? We got Strange Tales Pulp, January 1932. So this raw copy sold for 200. Do I have that? Yeah. I just want to take a quick look at this. But yeah, this is beautiful. So this is a werewolf woman.
Yeah, she's hanging out with a couple of wolves.
That looks like what's that actress?
Rita Hayworth.
No,
I don't
she
know.
She died really young.
Who's that? Marilyn Monroe.
Nope. I think she died in the 30s.
30s. I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Oh gosh, why can't I can't remember her name? Why can't I remember her name?
Mae West.
If I remember the lyrics to Vogue, the name will pop up.
Oh, Rita Hayworth? No.
I can't remember.
Didn't I say that already? I said Rita Hayworth already.
You already said Rita Hayworth.
Oh.
No, not her. Not damn it. Oh gosh, she died at 26. Damn it.
Said if you could remember the words to Vogue.
Not Jane Mansfield.
Now you got me thinking of the fucking song, trying to figure out.
I know. This is driving me nuts. So I'm getting old, man.
Circle back to that another day. You're not gonna think of it now. I'm telling you.
Damn it.
You're gonna have to like, how do you say, find the song and listen to it again. You're probably gonna do that after you log off tonight.
Fudge, man. I like her name is literally on the tip of my tongue, but she died, I think, in 19. I think, damn it, she died like in the early 30s at the age of 26.
Jane Mansfield or something? No, I don't know. I
No,
can't think. You got me thinking of all these old actresses.
Jean Harlow. Jean Harlow.
She's in the song?
Yes. Jean Harlow is in the Vogue song.
I didn't know that.
I can't believe I couldn't remember her name. Damn. I'm getting old, bro. Shit.
Dodgers are trying to make a comeback in the ninth inning. 6-2. 2 outs.
All right. And okay, so we get into a proper slideshow here. The Saint #1. So Matt Baker. Okay, so Jack Kamen cover. We have a Matt Baker interior art. So this is from 1947. I love this cover. Okay, so 70 total on the census, 198. So we got a 98, a 94, 2 9.2s, 4 9.0s, and 3 8.5s, and then we go along down the down the line there. But 70 totals. And okay, so we had a CGC 8.0 that sold for $1,259. Yeah, beautiful bondage cover. This cover kind of ticks a lot of the boxes here. Bondage, the woman in the red dress, headlights. You know what I'm saying? It's got everything. It's got everything.
It does.
But I love this cover so much.
An awesome trade.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Superman.
That's what I was gonna say. It's a little bit of a Superman feel to it.
But yeah, this 8.0 sold for 1,206 or 1,200. 78-year-old bondage. 9.8. But yeah, beautiful high grade. Would you be in it for that in an 8?
Probably not, because again, I have a want list of other type of books that for that kind of money, I'd rather just go into the ones that I've been wanting before this. This is definitely a book I'd look at, but if it's priced at 1,000 and higher, I'd rather get a couple of other books before this.
This guy needs a gun on him if he's willing to bust through a window like that. You got to come strapped. All right,
Yeah.
Teenage Romances, number 41 from 1954. Beautiful Matt Baker cover.
Mm-hmm.
This is a cover that I've never noticed before, oddly enough.
I noticed lately these beach romantic covers are getting an uptick. I see them popping up a lot lately. These little makeout sessions on the beach, golden age,
I always thought Saint 4 was undervalued. My buddy, my dealer friend, has a copy of the Saint 4. I gotta say, I forget what he wants for it though. All right, 13. This is a great census right here. 13 total on the census, with the highest being a 5.5.
That's a Ben book right there.
Yes, sir.
Ben loves those census with nothing on there and no super high grade.
Yeah. So you have the possibility to be like the high grade if you do come across a copy.
And that almost looks like a very findable book at a show with a guy that has just a boatload of golden age. And,
oh, geez.
Yeah. But
you just
have to know it. You have to know what you're looking at when you see it.
Right. Right. All right. Okay. So we had a couple of copies that sold. Okay. So on October 13th, you had a copy that sold for $19.75 after 33 bids. And then on October 21st, you had a copy that sold for $1,200. Both raw copies.
Oof.
So yeah, this book is steep, man.
It's legit. Steep. It's not a fluke sale. It's legit. High value book. Okay.
I wonder if these books are heading to either of these books are heading to CGC.
Depends on the buyer. I know guys who buy books like this, and then you'll see them at shows on the walls. There's a lot of guys in New York that are huge into these golden age romance and horror books, like just boatloads of them on the wall, and very rarely in slabs.
Wow. Okay.
And they're never cheap. Like
I know, right?
These guys definitely know their shit out in these shows that I go to.
Extremely low census, Matt Baker. Extremely low. All right. Speed Comics, number 33 from 1944. So this is the Alex Schomburg World War II cover. All right. So 15 total on the census. Wow. Another low census, but we got a 9.0. We got a 9.0, and then we jump all the way down to a 6.5, which is kind of interesting.
The 9.0 must have been like a file copy, no?
Had to have been.
That's a weird jump from 6 to a 9.
Yeah, that's kind of odd.
That's like a file copy grade.
All right. So CGC 4.5 sold for $2,550.
What do you think a 9 goes for now? Gotta be.
I couldn't imagine. Legit couldn't imagine.
Figure 15 to 16 grand, maybe.
I tell you what. Which one would you rather take, this or the Matt Baker?
Schomburg war cover or the romance Matt Baker. Just knowing I really truly love Schomburg war covers, I'd probably go Schomburg.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is something else. Wow. I'll do it. Do I have this listing? Because I kind of wanted to I just wanted to look at the cover, take a look at the details on it. Okay. Oh, I do have it. Here we go. So you got the little girl with the axe. This should have made Seduction of the Innocent right here.
She's about to wipe out that guy in a just a horrid manner, like an axe to the head. And who's
Um,
that? That's is that Black Cat
yep,
to
that's
the
Black
right?
Cat. Yeah,
Yeah.
Black Cat. Um, I don't know
Yeah,
who the other.
that's a cool little World War II Schomburg cover.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah. And they're fighting what, inside of a sub? Is that what that is? Or
Yeah, it looks like
um,
air probably an aircraft carrier
right.
or just a boat, just a regular old war boat.
Yeah, there's a lot of hidden gems out there that Schomburg did with a lot of oddball titles. I found quite a few. I think it's Green Hornet. He has a little bit of a run there with Schomburg, that Schomburg has him fighting, the Japanese, and some really cool. Those I love to find because they're not really insanely priced yet, and the grades you can still find a really nice, solid grade.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a few of them that I bought. Same thing as Plastic Man. I don't know if you're a Plastic Man guy, but Plastic Man has in the late 30s, like I'm talking about issue 30s, all the way up to like the 40s. He has a lot of these covers that don't look like anything Plastic Man. Because
No,
Plastic Man
no,
was like a
yeah,
goofy guy a little bit. And then they went through this period where they were doing these like demonic covers or shark covers. And so far, I've been able to find two of them.
nice.
And so far, I've been really lucky to find two of the better covers in the run. So most guys tell me when I usually pick them up, like, man, that's if I would have saw that, I would have grabbed that.
Mm,
That's it, and it's weird because both I did not find on the wall. They were in a box. Like the guy had Golden Age books on the wall, and then I started to look through his boxes, and they were in the box, and a little bit, price a little too cheap for me to pass on. So,
right.
and then when I took them home and I did a little census check on them, the one with the devil cover
Yeah.
with Plastic Man, I think I showed it. I was talking about it with Ben, and there's less than I want to say probably less than 15 or so, 14 on the census. And then the one with the shark cover is less than 30 of them on the census.
Mm,
And shark covers are big, for Golden Age books. It's a big win too.
yes.
So
All right. What's
and
next?
and believe it or not, the Fawcett
Huh.
comics, Shazam has a lot of good darker covers. Like if you look a little deeper, there's some shark covers. There's some evil, like demonic, a couple of them like double covers, and then there's some hardcore war covers that Shazam was on, but not too many of them. So if you find those, grab them because Fawcett comics usually sell for a pretty reasonable price. Are we back to what is this, Nightwing?
Yes, sir.
He's got his clothes on, so that's a
This
good
is
start,
it's
right?
not these freaking Nightwings, man.
I know they're gonna. Yeah, and I have a bunch of these right from this era too. The Dan
Yeah.
Mora books. I told you somebody put me onto it. I did not collect Nightwing, and there was
Uh-huh.
a guy that comes to my LCS who kept telling me, "Dude, there's a new story arc, and Dan Mora is the artist, and he said you got to get it." And believe it or not, it was a good read. I did read a couple of them, but I didn't stay consistently reading them. I just kept buying them because it
Yeah.
was part of that run. I know I have them somewhere. I want to know that I buy the right ones because I noticed that the variants are the big ones. The Dan Mora variants.
The cover B's, not even the ratios,
Right,
oddly
right.
enough, which is weird. But we have a Nightwing 106. So this is from 2023. So
Mhm.
there's no so this is just a Dan Mora cover B variant, not a ratio, right? No
I'm gonna take
CGC
a.
data on this.
I'm gonna take a guess. They sold for what? $100,
You
100
wouldn't
120. It's got to be some sick number, right?
You won't be too far off. Okay. So this raw copy sold for $150.
Raw.
Raw.
Mm.
Raw. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I definitely have to find mine.
Okay. So NIGHT WING 106. Nightwing 106. And there are no copies available for this particular variant. None. Look at that. Nothing
And I
available.
and I tell you, if I find that run that I bought and I
Mm-hmm.
happen to have, majority of those hits, because like you said, they're like B covers. I owe that guy a lunch or something because he's the one who talked me into buying them. He was just like, "Trust me, buy these. They're really
I,
good." And I'm like, "All right."
I don't know
I
how the
listen.
hell they knew.
No, because he's a DC guy. So like
Okay.
he's like he kept telling me how good of a read, and then he kept talking about this guy Mora, and there was another artist that was on this series that was pretty decent, and he just kept telling me, "Trust me, buy them. They're really really good." I said, "All right." And I know I stuck with it for a while, and then I just became like I just kept buying every other issue just because I started already. And I think I hung out for maybe 20 issues, and then I bailed out.
All right. But yeah. So okay, look at this. 106 cover B. So this was the one that sold for 150, right?
Wow, 195, that other one,
Yeah, and then and here look at this one. This one sold back in September,
200.
a month ago, for 100. Yeah.
So even with a drop, it's still within like it's still a very respectable sale.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. So uh $49 back in like late September.
Yeah, but that one looks like somebody just threw them up, right? And they were getting that much, and then somebody realized, hey, wait a minute,
Yeah.
this is Dan Mora, and then they shot up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks
Yeah,
like the case. But you can see, yeah, it's just like the steady climb.
yeah,
Look
that
at
was the
that.
beginning. The beginning. It jumped. It went from being $40 book to 50, 70, and then boom.
Look at that.
It once it broke 100, it never went back.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Uh,
Wild, wild. So I gotta see if my honey hole has this book or not. I gotta
I'd
find
have to say anybody who has these, this is the time to sell those because what's to say a year from now those don't go fall back down to $40 books?
right.
You know?
I know I gotta get my shit together and like scrounge everything up and just kind of sell it off. Especially that 10 the what is this? The 10 what is this 105?
Yeah, didn't that come in a foil as well?
Yeah, it did
That
come in a foil. Yep.
yeah. See, knowing me, I probably grabbed the foil of that because I do kind of like the way DC does foil. They've always done really quality foils, and I'm probably certain if I was buying in that run, I probably grabbed the foil of that cover.
All right. And I believe okay, we're finished up here.
Ooh, 2 hours, not bad.
I gotta okay, I'm gonna check in on Sylvester
Uh,
and I guess I'll go back to sleep because
how,
gosh darn
how,
it. I'm
how's
out
the
of it.
cat doing, man?
She's doing good. She's doing
Uh,
good. She had hypoglycemia.
what is that exactly? I don't.
She had very low blood sugar.
Ooh, that's not.
Very
And your cat is a little up there in age, right?
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I legit thought like this was the end, man.
wow.
But yeah, but so the vet kept her for like 2 days, and
Uh,
I just got her back today.
I I'm gonna ask. Only I'm a pet lover as well. I love both cats and dogs, right?
Yeah,
For you, I mean, obviously you've had your cat for from the beginning, right?
I've
Well,
had her for about 12 years.
all right, 12 years. Whenever Sylvester does move on, whether it's, several a few years from now or whatever, but do you get another cat after that or do you wait or not at
Um,
all?
you know what? It's tough to say. One might just kind of just show up one day. You know what I mean?
because cats show up. You know what I mean? Like even if you don't go to a pet store, like a kitten will be running around the street or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, like my dog passed away. I had my dog for 14 and a half years, and it broke my heart literally. Like it was bad. Like I was really messed up over
Yeah,
my dog
yeah,
passing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
My dog passed from older age and had a heart failure. And now when I see dogs and puppies, I love messing around with them. My daughter has a beautiful dog, but I'm like, I just don't want to get another dog. I just feel like it's just a matter of 10 or 12 years before I have to experience that gut-wrenching pain again.
Well, I'll tell you this: it's not about you. It's
Yeah.
about giving like a little
A,
animal
a good time
a
for that dog
great
while it's
life.
alive. Right, right.
Yeah, yeah. Don't yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean that's probably what's going to happen with me again because I usually go to shelters and I look for a dog that needs a second chance, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll like the dog, my dog Logan. My dog was 5 when I adopted him,
Hmm.
and he lived like I should say he passed at the age of 14, almost 15 years old, according to the vet.
Yeah.
I had my dog just around 10 years after rescuing him, and it's just so hard. And I have inquired with the shelters about getting another dog. Like, can I see this dog, or is this dog available? You know, I go to the website,
Hmm.
but you know, I'm just wondering, do you with a cat, do you just go out and get another cat after this, or do you say, "No, I can't do this right now"?
No, I probably no. I think I'll always have a cat.
Yeah, because you're a hardcore cat guy, right?
Anymore now, yeah. I
Yeah.
wasn't, but I
No,
am now.
I could see you really close to your cat because you're always like, yeah. And I'm a huge cat guy too. Like I'm a sucker for cat. There's a stray cat outside my house,
Oh,
I
forget it.
you got to see me. I go to the supermarket, I buy cat foods, and you know, and if I somehow the cat is nice enough to walk in the house, I'll get it groomed, and it's like a halfway, house cat, outdoor cat.
Yeah, man.
You know,
I
I
just
kind
bought
of
I just bought a cat house the other
oh,
day
how
for
big?
outside.
Oh, for outside. Okay.
Yeah, just in case. Just in case.
Hmm.
Because there's this gray cat hanging around. I was talking about this with Dino. I bought like a little cat house, but I haven't put like I put it out, but no cats have come in have like gone in yet.
Right, right.
So I think they might be a little hesitant, but I think maybe when it gets colder, I'll put it
Oh,
out.
either cold or the rain, heavy rain.
Yeah.
They're always looking for shelter. Yeah. They'll figure it out. Don't worry.
So yeah, I'm just I'm just I'm just hanging out. That's all.
One day you're gonna go in there, and some other cat is gonna leave her litter in there.
Oh my god, forget. Oh my gosh.
Then you're gonna have your hands
That's
full.
the fear, but I'm just like, I give up. I give up. I give up trying to look cool. You know what I mean?
Uh,
I give up. You try to holler at a chick. You're like, you
I
got
got
like 7
cats.
cats or some shit.
Uh,
I give up. I give up.
and my girlfriend's always trying to talk me into getting the dog. I'm like, let's just take it easy. I have a contract to be doing everything in my house right now.
Yeah,
I'm like, last thing I want to do is put a puppy or a pet in the house right now.
I know,
It's
man.
just take it easy. I tell her. We've
But
got enough siblings in the family that like her son has a big, beautiful dog. My daughter has a beautiful dog, and I even tell them once in a while if you got to do something, you want to leave the dog here for a day or whatever, go ahead. But I'm not looking for a dog right now. I just want to take a little break.
I
So,
totally understand that. I think but I think I'll probably always have a pet anymore because I used to have a dog and I didn't have a pet for like 10 whole years, and then Sylvester turned up, and now I'm just kind of like, I'm in the boat.
mm,
You know what I mean? So Yeah.
All right, buddy.
All right. So I'm gonna go check in on Sylvester, and I'm gonna go, I guess, go to sleep because shit, I didn't get a lick of sleep last night because of work, um, and then because I had to go pick up Sylvester, and then when I took that nap, like that thing, that was just like it was like a sledgehammer when that alarm woke me up. I kicked my ass. So
That's why I sent you that DM. I was like, I wonder if he's completely knocked out, and maybe the DM will rattle him a little bit.
nah, I was up. I was just trying to get the show together because I was scrambling because then you know what I mean? Because I was trying to put the finishing touches on everything, you know. So
well, you guys usually don't do the show on this day of the week, so I'm like, I'm
no,
at my cigar lounge right now, and
yeah,
I went upstairs before just to make sure everybody was cool, and then figured I'd come down here. And I was hoping one of the guys would jump in, and this way you're not alone. You know, you do the rest of the show with somebody else.
I
But
appreciate you, man. Thank you.
yeah, but I think Ben had his kids' ball game, and Dino
Yeah,
has. I think his daughters got hurt.
wife.
What was it? His wife on a skateboard?
I hope it wasn't a
No,
skateboard.
I thought he said. Doesn't he have a daughter that was skateboarding? And
No. He has a son. Doesn't have a daughter.
Oh, his son. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Well, somebody got. I
it
think.
was the Mrs.
Okay.
CEO. Mrs.
All right.
CEO.
Well,
Yeah,
I hope
man.
everybody gets better. The cat, Mrs. CEO, and Ben kid has a great game, but we got to get. I can't be doing too many more shows from the cigar lounge. So.
Hey man, I thank you so much for jumping on, man.
Yeah.
But this was a good time. This was a great time, actually.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Okay,
All right.
it's time to rest. It's time
Yep.
to rest. All
Good
right,
night,
everybody. Thursday is long story short, and then we circle back to another Hot Book Alert live, and then next Tuesday is going to be Flip Side Tuesday, and then the cycle begins. The cycle returns. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, BSing about comics. I can't believe it. All right. Thank you, everybody. And we will see you on an all new Hot Book Alert Live. All right, everybody. And we